Hi, welcome to this video. I am Aina and together with me is Lorna Visa Premier's Licensed Immigration Advisor. So for today's topic, you will discover the most common way to apply for your residence visa in New Zealand, which is the Skilled Migrant Category. But first of all, I'd like to invite you to our free webinar. So make sure you click the link, register, then attend. Plus, we will give you a free book, which is the Premier Formula. And this is only for those who will attend our live webinar. Now, in this book and in this webinar, you will learn the exact 5-step process that I did to acquire my residence visa, even if I was not considered a highly skilled professional. So if you haven't registered yet, please do so. No other agency will share this information. So make sure to click the link and register and of course attend. So let's go back to our presentation. In this video, you will learn the following. So let me go ahead and share you my screen. Here you go. All right, so the first, you will learn the common way, the most common way to apply for your residence visa in New Zealand. Second, self-assessment. You will also get a chance to check if you are qualified to be a resident of New Zealand. Third, of course, I have with me Lorna, Visa Premier's Licensed Immigration Advisor, to fully guide us on how to reach the required residency points and the different residence visa categories. So you better stick around and watch this video until the end. But before I introduce to you our guests, let me share with you a bit of my story. So when I was applying for a resident visa in New Zealand, I was not considered a highly skilled professional. Like many aspiring applicants, I too did not have any managerial experience nor any experience in the healthcare industry. I'm not even IT person, hindi rin ako engineer, hindi ako nurse, but I was able to get my residence visa using a doable steps to process our New Zealand journey. So nakikita nyo dyan sa screen nyo. Which I will share with you later on. No? I will share with you later on about the doable steps at the end of this video. So because of these steps, or because of this process, doable steps, noong 2016, we were able to fly to New Zealand. And in 2017, we got our residence visa. So that is why many of our clients have followed this process, in which we are very happy to share it with everyone. But before going into that, let me first introduce you our Visa Premier's Licensed Immigration Advisor, Lorna. She is a New Zealand permanent resident and katulad ko, based din siya sa Auckland. So hello, Lorna. Kamusta? Thank you for being with us today. How are you?
Hello, Aina. I'm great. Kamusta?
Yes.
Maganda ang weather natin ngayon sa Auckland.
Oh, tama niyan. Spring na.
Tama. Spring pero medyo malamig pa din.
Correct. Tama yan. Sige.
Sige. Oo. I would like to say hello to all our viewers, no? Oo. Thank you for joining our video today. And of course, we really hope na you will get value out of our session.
Yes, that's great. And I think, Lorna, bago ka mag-umpisa, no, maybe pwede mo bang i-share sa amin about your migration story? No, paano ba nag-umpisa?
Sige, definitely, Aina. No, I'll be happy to share my New Zealand story with our audience. Before I migrated to New Zealand, medyo mahabang kwento eh. I already had a residence visa application in Canada.
Oh.
Tapos our family waited for 7 long years.
Wow,
bago kami sinabihan na nagbago na pala yung immigration policies ng Canada.
Okay.
So ang result noon was binalik yung application namin and we had to reapply kung gusto talaga naming mag-migrate. Pero
after waiting ng 7 years.
7 years, o di ba talaga?
Ang tagal.
Nakaka-frustrate talaga.
Yes,
Oo, and unfortunately, nung based doon sa new policies ng Canada, hindi na ako qualified for their residence visa. Kaya naghanap na ako ng ibang options ko. Tapos, around that time, kasi 7 years na nga ang nakalipas, no?
Yes.
Gusto ko na rin talagang mag-aral noon. I was seriously considering pursuing a master's qualification. Kasi alam naman natin how competitive the job market is, di ba, in the
That's
Philippines.
correct.
So talagang I knew it was essential for me to get a master's qualification para ma-achieve ko yung senior managerial positions that I was aiming for. Oo.
So, nasa
Tapos,
Pilipinas ka pa niyan. Balak mo na
yes.
talaga mag-aral sa Philippines.
Oo.
Okay.
Kaya lang sa Philippines, talagang yung work schedule ko noon was really hectic. Hindi ko alam, wala talagang time and
Yes.
chance no na isabay ko yung master's studies ko with my full-time work sa Philippines. Oo. Tapos yun, everything fell into place eh. Nalaman ko na rin at that time yung study pathway in Australia and New Zealand.
Right.
Oo. Tapos nung naisip ko yun, nung nalaman ko yun, sabi ko, this could be the opportunity I was praying for. No? Tapos when it came to a choice between Australia and New Zealand, we ended up choosing New Zealand dahil mas maraming benefits na ino-offer ang New Zealand at that time for international students like myself. Kasi nung time na yun, yung husband ko would be allowed to work full-time while I was studying. Tapos yung only child naman namin was eligible to apply as a domestic student in New Zealand eh. So malaking bagay yun, ang laking savings sa tuition fees.
Totoo. Oo. So para lang alam ng viewers natin, yung domestic na tinatawag, domestic visa, ibig sabihin ba nito, Lawrence, subsidized? Or
Yes.
kumbaga, almost free education?
Oo, talagang school donation nga lang eh. Ang binabayaran namin, wala talagang tuition fee.
And to think na hindi ka pa nito residente. Tama ba?
Hindi pa. International student pa lang ako
Kaya
nung time na
napili
yun.
mo si New Zealand dahil sa package or kumbaga sa binibigay na opportunity sa'yo. No? Unang-una,
Yes.
makakapag-aral ka, madadala mo yung buong pamilya mo, and your husband can also work. Plus,
Full-time.
Oo, full-time, no? Wow. And then, yung anak mo pa, makakapag-aral. No?
Tama.
Very quality education, no? Na tinatawag. And almost free. Na donation lang. So,
Tama.
talagang win-win.
Tama, di ba? Tapos, ayan, makikita naman sa mga photos on your screen, na talagang I really enjoyed. Oo, I really enjoyed my time as a student in New Zealand. So, ayan, yung sa upper leftmost photo, kasama namin yung mga classmates ko from different cultures, no? Tapos yung professor namin, ayan, after yan ng isang class presentation namin. So parang mataas naman ang grade namin doon, kaya nagpa-picture yung professor namin.
Tama.
Tapos sa baba, yes, Ains.
And nandito rin yung kung saan ka rin nakapagtrabaho or nakagain ng New Zealand work experience?
Oo, kasama niyan yung internship ko kasi it was incorporated in my program eh. No? So nakapag-internship ako in one of New Zealand's largest private pharmaceutical companies kasi nga pharmaceutical yung background ko sa Philippines eh. So nag-apply ako tapos luckily natanggap naman ako as an intern, marketing intern. Makikita sa gitna kasama ko yung mga workmates ko, iba-ibang lahi din. May French, may Maori, merong European descent, Pakya. Ayan. So sila yung mga kasama ko. Tapos sa baba naman ng mga photos, yan yung mga students ako. Nung student ako, meron akong awards na nakuha.
Wow.
Tapos yung graduation photo namin, kasama na naman isang professor.
Yes. And I think, ito yung pinaka-tanong ng marami. Paano ka naging, or kailan mo nakuha yung resident visa? No? Is it after graduating or after mo matapos yung program?
Yung timeline ko kasi sa New Zealand, 2015, nag-aral ako. Nakagraduate ako ng 2016, one-year program.
Yes.
After graduation, nakahanap na kasi ako ng full-time skilled job offer. Luckily.
Right after you finish?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Kasi nung nag-aaral ako, i-intern ako sa parang volunteer work ba sa isang company. Tapos bago ako mag-graduate, alam kasi ng employer pag-graduate na ako noon. So inofferan na niya ako ng full-time work.
Nice.
So yun na yung nag-pave ng pathway ko to my residence. Nag-apply ako ng residence 2016 din. Tapos, mga early 2017, ako nag-apply ng residence and mga third quarter ng 2017, lumabas na yung residence visa ng family ko.
Wow.
So, in 2 years.
In 2 years. And itong pinapakita natin, this is the mismong permanent resident visa, no?
Yan na yung permanent resident visa. So, natapos ko na yung 2 years na resident visa namin, kaya I was able to apply for the permanent resident visa na. So, wala nang conditions yung resident visa ko. We can live here in New Zealand permanently. Wala na ring travel conditions.
Yes. Wow, no? Yan ang pinakamasarap, Lorna.
Tama.
No? Yan ang, kumbaga, tagumpay. Tagumpay
Tama.
natin.
Kasi
no?
yan na yung last step, Aina, para makapag-apply ako ng citizenship.
That's
so, mga 2 years time pa.
Yes.
With God's grace.
And this is the reason why we're doing this, Lorna, no? We're sharing it and we're going to educate our viewers. No, and lalong-lalo na dun sa webinar natin, no. But it's really important to discuss first, which is our main topic, no, yung the most common way to apply for residence visa in New Zealand. And as you can see sa ating screen, no, nandiyan yung mga different residence visa categories na si Lorna as an LIA, she will discuss it. Sige, Lorna, go ahead. What are the categories ba? Dahil for sure, marami kasing nagsisearch, no? Marami ding bibigay ng mga advice, no? Nag-share ng kanilang story online. Pero I think ito yung sagot sa tanong nila na ano ba yung mga pwede nilang gawin. No? Go ahead, Lawrence.
Sige. So makikita nila sa ating screen, no, yung mga more common pathways to residence dito sa New Zealand. Merong iba-ibang categories yan eh. Yung una, may business, may family, residence from work, and skilled migrant category. Pero in each category, may mga iba-ibang visa types din yan eh, no? So simulan natin sa number 1, business category. So meron dyan yung entrepreneur work visa. From entrepreneur work visa, makakapag-apply sila ng entrepreneur resident visa. No? Pero medyo mahabang proseso yan. Maraming finer details. Pero ang kailangan tandaan ng ating mga viewers is for entrepreneur resident visa, you need a minimum investment of 500,000 New Zealand dollars. Dollars, not pesos. Okay,
okay, malaki-laki. Malaki talaga.
Tapos yung second type ng business visa naman is the Investor 1 category visa, which requires a minimum investment of 10 million New Zealand dollars.
Wow.
And then yung third is the Investor 2 category, mas mababa ang minimum required amount, no, which is 3 million New Zealand dollars. Okay. Kagaya nga nung nasabi sa akin ng isang client ko, Aina, no, sabi niya, kung meron akong ganyan kalaking pera, hindi na siguro ako magmamigrate sa New Zealand. Kasi happy na siya sa Philippines with that investment.
Oo, no? Ako rin, nagulat ako. Kasi I know, isang category, no, para maging residente ka is through business. Pero hindi siguro alam ng karamihan na meron palang minimum investment na kailangan. Just to share, we're actually receiving a lot of increase regarding the business visa. At number 1, inaakala kasi nila na pagka sila ay may existing na negosyo sa Philippines o kahit saan mang lugar, no, akala nila pwedeng-pwede na nila itong i-apply, no? Hindi pala. Kailangan talaga may requirement, no, na investment, which is ito. And I think this is a good, kumbaga, introduction, no, with this category.
Oo. Overview. Okay, so after business, meron din tayong family category. Ito naman ay para doon sa mga may family members na New Zealand citizens or residents. No? As a New Zealand citizen or resident kasi, you are eligible to get your partner or dependent child and apply for residence para sa kanila. No? Pwede ka rin i-apply mo yung iyong parents sa under the residence visa category.
Okay. Paano naman, Lorna, yung mga may kapatid?
Oo, may mga nagtatanong din talaga sa atin no? Kasi before talaga naman may mga nakagawa niyan. Pero that was a long time ago. Currently, sarado ang sibling residence visa category ng New Zealand. So, it's not possible at this time.
Okay. So, for family category, kailangan meron kang asawa, live-in partner, na nandito na sa New Zealand para matawag ikaw na partnership, no? Para makapag-apply.
And may mga ibang requirements pa kasi. May mga living together requirements.
Yes. Okay. Paano naman yung may nakakuha ng trabaho na like ito, meron tayong residence from work, no? Which is yung WTR.
Tama.
Can you tell us more about this?
Diyan sa residence from work or WTR na category, dati kasabayan yan ng skilled migrant category eh. Yang dalawang yan ang more common pathways to residence, especially for mga Filipino migrants. No? Pero with the change in instructions, if I'm not mistaken, a few months ago or late last year, no, sa WTR instructions, medyo naghigpit with that residence visa category kasi yung minimum salary requirement was increased from 55,000 New Zealand dollars a year, tinaas siya to 79,560 per year.
Malaki yung tinaas, no?
Yes, big jump ang 20,000 annual salary from an INZ accredited employer. So, applicable yan sa mga usually yung mga common lang, mga trade workers natin na nakakahanap ng job offer from an accredited employer, tsaka yung mga highly skilled na workers natin, mga IT professionals, mga engineers, tsaka mga ibang trade workers pa. So yan yung third category. Yes, Aina.
Yes. So achievable naman pala na meron din tayong mga ilan-ilan, no, na mga nakaka-encounter na ganito na nagkaroon ng offer na 79,000. Kasi medyo malaki to.
Marami before nung 55,000 ang salary threshold. But when it was increased to 79,000 plus, medyo kumonti talaga yung mga visa applicants under that category.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
So yung last naman, skilled migrant category. Ito, so ngayon dahil medyo nawala sa limelight yung WTR category, no? So naiwan, still standing strong ang skilled migrant category, no? Sa ngayon, yan ang most common pathway that migrants are using to apply for residence in New Zealand. But of course, again, merong mga requirements that an applicant needs to meet, no? Para mag-qualify siya under the SMC category. Isa na dyan, yung minimum base salary of $25.50 per hour or yung equivalent annual salary niya, which is approximately $53,040 on a 40-hour work week.
Kaya naman, Lorna, ito talaga yung main topic natin, no? Bakit ba tinatawag na most common way ang skilled migrant category, no? And to our viewers, Lorna is here with us to discuss and give you a background, no? Ano ba yung mga pwede nating gawin o ano ba yung mga factors para ikaw ay ma-reach mo, no, yung required points under the skilled migrant category. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Sige, thank you, Aina. Before I discuss the point system, no, magbigay lang ako ng brief overview about the skilled migrant category. Under SMC kasi, you cannot outrightly apply for residence. Ang first step talaga is magsasubmit ka muna ng expression of interest or EOI. Online application din yan, no? And then, si INZ or Immigration New Zealand will use a points-based system to assess yung mga EOI applications na natatanggap nila. And then, meron silang set of predetermined factors to select kung sino ba yung mga migrants who are most suitable and can contribute to New Zealand's economic growth. So, yan yung tinatawag natin na employability and capacity building factors. So, yan yung i-discuss natin mamaya.
Alright, good.
Oo. Pero based on current instructions, Aina, 160 ang automatic EOI selection point ng INZ, no? Sa dami nga kasi nang nag-a-apply. So, tinaasan yung automatic EOI selection point. Meaning, kapag based on initial assessment ng INZ, merong 160 claimable points ang isang visa applicant, makaka-receive siya ng invitation to apply for residence.
Right. Katulad nung naranasan natin when we applied for residence visa.
Tama, naka-receive tayo ng ITA through email. Pero ngayon kasi with COVID and New Zealand's strict border restrictions, si INZ has temporarily put on hold yung selection ng mga EOIs. But of course, when the COVID situation stabilizes, we are quite hopeful that INZ will resume the EOI selection again.
Yes, and I guess this is a great opportunity while we are waiting na mag-open ang borders, and while we're waiting na mag-process ulit sila or mag-open, this is the best time to really check kung qualified ka ba for this category. So to our viewers, this is the best time. Grab your pen, grab your paper, since we will do the self-assessment. Ito na yung tinatawag natin na self-assessment with the help of Lorna. I-discuss niya lahat ng mga factors. Ayan, nakikita niyo sa screen. Alright, so make sure you have your pen and your paper at mag-add na kayo, mag-check kayo kung qualified na kayo. Go ahead, Lorna.
Oo, sige. Ito yung nakikita nila sa screen natin ay na ngayon, are just some of the factors under EOI, Meron pang mga iba dyan, mga bonus points, pero again, ito yung mga more common factors kung saan pwede silang makapag-claim ng points. Okay? And these factors are on top of the mandatory requirements for good character, for good health, yung English skills and salary requirement, Sige, simulan natin. Number 1, yung pinakamadali, age.
Yes.
Diba? Parang halos wala ka nang kailangan i-present sa age. So if you are between 20 to 39 years old, tama, you can claim the maximum points of 30. So sa mga batang applicants natin, 30 points. If you are middle-aged naman, between 40 to 40 years old, pwede kang mag-claim ng 20 points. Okay. And then if you are between 45 to 49 years old, you can claim 10 points. And if you are between 50 to 55 naman, you can still claim 5 points. So based on that, ang ceiling for age, yung maximum is under the SMC category is 55 years old. Oo.
This is good, Lawrence, kasi marami sa ating nagtatanong na nasa 40 to 44, Marami nagsisend sa atin ng private message sa Facebook, sinasabi nila or nagdadalawang isip sila na mag-push through kasi nasa age bracket na sila, nasa middle age na sila ng 40 to 44 years old. I think sa ibang bansa, yan yung pinaka, I think sa ganyang age ay hindi sila pasok, I don't know the other policy, but yun ang karamihan na nare-receive natin, nagdadalawang isip sila to push through, but this is a good discussion, Ngayon, alam nyo na guys, sa mga nasa 40 to 44 years old,
pwede pa.
Yes, even 45 to 49, pwede. Or even until 55, may makukuha pa rin points.
Tama. Okay. So with age, the younger you are, the more points you can claim. Okay. So let's move on naman to number 2, yung qualification or yan ang tinatawag na educational attainment. Oo, sige. Kung ang qualification mo is between levels 4 to 6, you can claim 40 points for that. Kapag level 7 or 8 naman, ang iyong qualification, you can claim 50 points. Kung ang natapos mo ay level 9 or 10 qualification, you can claim the maximum of 70 points. Okay. Sa Philippines, usually, di ba, ang natatapos natin is bachelor degree. So, pag bachelor degree, that's equivalent to a level 7 qualification in New Zealand. However, they have to take note, na sa New Zealand kasi, meron tayong New Zealand Qualifications Authority or NZQA. So, yan yung government body that assesses and determines kung ang isang overseas qualification ay comparable to the New Zealand standard of education. Oo.
So, are you saying, Lorna, na hindi porket ikaw ay bachelor degree holder, ay pwede ka na automatic makukuha ng 50 points or 40 points?
Kasi lahat ng overseas qualifications are still subject to NZQA assessment before you can claim points for that.
Right. That's great. Ganun din ba sa partners qualification? Kasi I can see na meron tayo dito, partners qualification. So, meron din pala tayong nakukuhang points sa that.
Tama, Aina. Ang maganda sa SMC category ng New Zealand, even partners are eligible to claim bonus points for their qualification. No, hindi kasing taas nung makiklaim ng principal applicant, pero yung bonus points ni partner ay malaking tulong din para ma-meet yung 160 EOI automatic selection point. So kung kunyari si partner ay nakatapos ng level 7 or 8 qualification, pwede siyang makaklaim ng 10 bonus points. Kung nakatapos naman siya ng level 9 or 10 qualification, he or she can claim the maximum of 20 points. So yung level 9, usually equivalent yan to a master's qualification, and level 10 naman ay PhD or doctoral degree.
As long as na-confirm ito, no? Or na-verify ito under the NZQA assessment.
Tama.
Right? So kung ikaw ay, let's say, na-assess ka na ng NZQA, then that's the only time that you can claim these points, no?
Yes. Kung considered as comparable ang iyong overseas qualification to New Zealand, that's the time that you can claim points for your qualification.
All right. Very clear, Lorna.
Sige, let's move on to number 4, skilled work experience. Ayan, sige. Kung meron kang 2 years of skilled work experience, you can claim 10 points. 4 years is equivalent to 20 points. 6 years, 30 points. 8 years, equivalent to 40 points. And kung 10 years or more naman ang iyong skilled work experience, you can claim the maximum of 50 points. But again, it's not as straightforward as it seems, no?
Okay.
Meron pang mga finer details or conditions that they need to satisfy before they can claim for skilled work experience, no? Isa na dyan is yung skilled work experience mo ba was obtained from a comparable labor market? Are you suitably qualified to do the skilled work experience that you are claiming points for? Yung job description ba ng iyong skilled work experience is a match to New Zealand's ANSCO, or yan yung tinatawag na Australia and New Zealand Standard Classification of Occupations. O di ba talagang tongue twister. So ANSCO na lang in short.
Okay.
Yung New Zealand ANSCO na yan yung database of Australia and New Zealand jobs, which reflects the required skills and required tasks and qualifications ng isang posisyon, no? And pati na rin yung skill level niya dito sa New Zealand. So, diyan sa ANSCO, nakalagay kung ang position mo is considered skilled or not skilled based on New Zealand standards.
Okay.
Oo, so dapat substantial match yung job description ng skilled work experience mo overseas diyan sa ANSCO before you can claim 4 points.
Right.
So medyo mahabang proseso, di ba?
Paano naman kasi para lang hindi sila maguluhan, no? Kasi meron skilled work experience. So sa number 4, which is ito yung either work history mo, tama, or current work mo. And then itong 5 naman, what is this New Zealand skilled job offer?
Sige. I-differentiate ko lang ng konti, Aina, no? Yung skilled work experience kasi can be obtained overseas, home country or other countries, and pati na rin dun sa skilled work experience mo in New Zealand. So, pwede yon. Pero ang difference niya sa number 5 na New Zealand skilled job offer is, yan talagang job offer, full-time job offer from a New Zealand employer, which should be considered skilled. No? Right. So again, maraming mga requirements na kailangan i-satisfy before an applicant can claim points for New Zealand skilled job offer. Isa na dyan, yung salary threshold of $25.50 per hour, no? Or its equivalent annual salary, which is approximately $53,040 a year, based on a 40-hour work week. So, una na yung salary requirement. And then, pangalawa, substantial match to ANSCO ba ang job description ng iyong New Zealand job offer. And similar to the skilled work experience, are you suitably qualified to perform the skilled job offer.
Right. So, parang ganun din, no? Requirement. Same lang din dun sa skilled work experience.
Medyo
Oo.
similar.
Very similar lang.
Mm-mm.
Okay, just going back to number 2 and 3 kasi sa nakikita ko mga profile ng ating mga clients, no, nagpapa-assess. Some clients or some profile ay hindi na nag-undergo ng NZQA assessment dahil yung kanilang mga schools ay automatic na kumbaga nasa list, no?
Tama. Oo, that's a good point, Aina, no? Si New Zealand kasi, meron din siyang tinatawag na List of Qualifications
Right,
Exempt
yun.
from
Oo.
Assessment or
Tama.
LQEA.
Mm.
Oo. So, dyan sa list na yan, makikita yung mga schools and programs, pati yung years completed ng mga
Right.
programs nila.
Mm-hmm.
Kapag nandyan sa list na yan, yung school and program na natapos mo, hindi mo na kailangan magpa-NZQA assessment.
Right.
Kasi recognized na siya ng INZ and you can automatically claim points for that. No? So, hindi na natin iisa-isahin. Medyo mahaba ang listahan na yan.
Mahaba yung listahan na yun.
Pero magugulat ka minsan, parang kilalang-kilala yung school mo in the Philippines, pero bakit wala doon sa LQEA list, di ba? Well, internal process yan ng INZ and ng NZQA. Hindi natin talaga alam kung ano yung specific details or basis na ginagamit nila to include a school and qualification in that list.
Okay. Yeah, no. I have an experience with that, no. Totoo yan na hindi porket nasa listahan yung school mo. Depende rin yan sa taon din kung kailan sila na-accredited or tama ba yung term na gano'n? Oo.
Or kung kailan na-complete yung qualification.
Kung kailan na-complete. Tama yan. Alright. Well, thank you, Lorna, for giving us an information about the skilled migrant category. I think the question or yung mga viewers natin ang pinakagusto talaga nila is magbigay tayo ng sample, no, ng profile na parang bigyan mo kami ng sample, which is ito, nakikita na natin sa screen. Paano ba nila ma-hit or ma-reach yung 160 points without having a New Zealand job offer? Paano naman yung mga nasa kumbaga overseas o yung wala dito sa New Zealand? Is it really possible to reach the 160 points?
Kung ang tanong mo sa akin, Aina, is it possible? I would have to say yes. Kasi wala namang impossible, di ba?
Yeah.
Okay, sige. Tingnan natin, no? Para mas ma-convince ang ating mga viewers. I-discuss natin, portfolio 1.
Right.
Possible ba talaga? So, if you are between 20 to 39 years old, no? So, you can claim the maximum 30 points for age. Okay. Ang qualification naman, kung nakatapos ka ng level 9 or higher, let's say master's or doctoral degree, no? But of course, subject to NZQA assessment yan, no? So kung comparable to New Zealand education ang iyong qualification, you can claim 70 points. Again, that's the highest.
Oo nga, kailangan master's.
Tama.
Okay.
And then, kung ang partner mo nakatapos ng level 7 or 8 qualification, no, bachelor degree or postgraduate diploma program, subject to NZQA assessment, so you can claim an additional 10 bonus points for your partner.
Okay.
So, ilan na yan? 30 plus 70 plus 10, so 110 points.
Right.
And then, kung meron kang skilled work experience na 10 years or more, kung na-meet mo yung mga requirements like comparable labor market, substantial match to ANSCO, and suitably qualified ka, no, you can claim yung maximum again of 50 points. So if you add it all up, that's equivalent to 160 points.
And then for our second profile, which is ito naman, iba yung edad.
Tama. Portfolio 2 naman ang i-discuss natin sa mga middle-aged clients natin. Kasi marami sa mga clients natin, no, fall under this age bracket.
Tama ka dyan.
So kung 40 to 44 years old ka, you can claim 20 points for age. And then kung nakatapos ka ng level 9 or higher na qualification, let's say master's or doctoral degree, subject to NZQA assessment, you can claim the maximum of 70 points. And then kung ang partner mo ay nakatapos din ng master's or doctoral degree subject to NZQA assessment, you can claim an additional 20 bonus points. So 20 plus 70 plus 20. So 110 points ulit yan.
Yes.
No? And then kung si principal applicant ay merong 10 years or more of skilled work experience from a comparable labor market and substantial ANSCO match, at suitably qualified siya to do the skilled jobs.
Right.
Oo. So he can claim the maximum of 50 points. So that will give you a total of 160 points.
Okay. Wow, no. I'm just comparing, Lorna, kasi just to give our viewers an idea, kasi sa experience ko, no, with our 5,000 clients, no, we have 5,000 plus clients na nagpa-assess sa atin, parang hindi common yung ganitong klaseng profile na yung mag-asawa, no, parehong mag-asawa ay nakapag-aral, lalong-lalo na dito sa profile number 2 natin, no. Kasi you're saying that kailangan meron silang level 9. No? Parehong bawat mag-asawa ay merong level 9 or merong masteral degree. Na hindi, I don't think na nabibilang lang sa kamay natin or 3 or 5 lang ata or mas bababa pa ata sa mga 5,000 plus clients na nagpa-assessment sa atin. No? I'm just comparing it dun sa number of clients natin. So, what can you say about that? No?
I would have to agree with you, Aina, no, na talagang mabibilang mo lang sa daliri yung clients natin who were able to reach 160 points without a New Zealand skill job offer dahil they are still based overseas.
Right. And isa sa pwede nating pagkuhanan din dyan sa nakikita ko, no, which is yung New Zealand skilled New Zealand job offer, no. But before I ask you that, Lorna, kasi baka nagtatanong din yung mga viewers natin, yung isa sa requirement, no, ng skilled work experience is yung comparable labor market. So number 1 na tanong dyan, comparable labor market ba si Philippines o ang Pilipinas, 'di ba? Yan ang kasi syempre, marami tayong kababayan, no, na diyan kinuha yung kanilang work history, no, sa Pilipinas mismo. So, sa tingin mo, Lorna, ang Philippines ba ay kasama sa comparable labor market?
Again, Aina, no, maraming may list si New Zealand, no, ng list of comparable labor market. Kagaya na dyan, usually ang mga included sa list na yan ay yung mga highly industrialized countries. US, Canada, Australia, UK. No? Before, si Philippines was considered as comparable labor market. However, nagkaroon ng changes to immigration instructions and unfortunately, hindi na nakasama si Philippines dyan sa list of comparable labor markets ng New Zealand.
Okay. So, sa ngayong policy, hindi kasama ang Philippines?
Yes.
Okay. So, you're saying, di ba, na US kasama, no? Kasi meron tayong mga clients na nakakuha ng points under the skilled work experience, pero ang isa or yung mga naging trabaho nila or yung employer nila ay ang employer nila ay based sa US, no? Like IBM, no? Or Unilever. With this kind of profile, possible sila makakuha ng 50 points.
Oh, that's a good point, Aina, no? Kasi meron talaga tayong mga clients who are working in multinational companies based in the Philippines, but ang headquarters ng kanilang multinational company are domiciled or based in one of those comparable labor markets. So tama yan, they will be able to claim points for their skilled work experience sa mga multinational companies with headquarters that are based in comparable labor markets. So tama, maganda yung example mo, no? IBM, ano pa ba, mga pharma companies, kasi yun ang background ko ay mga GlaxoSmithKline. Ayan, sino pa ba?
Familiar ka dyan.
Procter & Gamble, Unilever. So, posible, makakapag-claim pa rin sila talaga ng skilled work experience.
Tama. Pero malaki ang matatamaan dito, no, ng mga clients natin na hindi naman multinational company, no.
Tama.
So paano ba natin, anong other way pa para sa mga, let's say, na walang multinational company na employer, what are the other ways? Is it possible to get a skilled work experience having a New Zealand skill job offer?
Definitely. Kasi itong pinakita lang naman natin are two portfolios, di ba? Marami pa talagang ibang scenarios na you can play around with your points, di ba? Pero kung hindi ka nga talaga makamit nung 160 based doon sa portfolio 1 and 2, may other ways. Kagaya nga ng makikita natin sa screen, pag-obtain nila ng isang skilled New Zealand job offer. No? Sige. Kasi ang isang skilled job offer from a New Zealand employer can really contribute substantial points to your EOI application. So, actually, equivalent nga siya to 50 points. Diba? Would you agree, Aina, na napakalaki ng 50 points towards 160?
Totoo yan, oo.
Sige. Discuss natin yung sample profile ng isang client with a skilled New Zealand job offer. O kung kunyari, ang age is between 45 to 49, o medyo nasa higher bracket na yan, di ba, ng age. So, makakapag-claim sila ng 10 points for that, no? 10 points na lang.
10 points.
Iko-correct lang natin yan.
Sorry for error tayo dyan.
And then, kung ang qualification niya, nakatapos siya ng level 7 or 8, no, bachelor degree or postgraduate diploma, again, subject to NZQA assessment, makakapag-claim siya ng 50 points. So, 10 plus 50 equals 60 points. Tapos, skilled work experience. Mag-skip muna tayo dun sa job offer.
Sige.
Let's move on to skilled work experience. Kung 45 to 49 years old ka, I'm sure naman substantial na yung iyong skilled work experience.
Right.
So, meron ka na probably 10 years or more na skilled work experience, so you can claim an additional 50 points for that. So 50 plus 50 plus 10 is 110 points. And then, makakuha ka ng skilled job offer from a New Zealand employer that meets, that matches ANSCO, job description, and suitably qualified ka to perform the skilled job. Tapos, na-meet mo yung salary threshold of $25.50 per hour. So you can claim 50 points for that. So if you add it all up, that would give you a total of 160 points.
More than 160 pa.
160 lang, Aina, kung ang age is 45 to 49 lang. Kasi 10 points lang ang makiklaim nila. So yun nga, i-highlight ko lang din, Aina, no, na kahit 45 to 49 years old ka, basta makakuha ka ng skilled job offer from a New Zealand employer, tapos ma-meet mo yung ibang residence requirements, you can still meet the 160 EOI automatic selection point. Diba?
That's correct. Given na meron kang malaking points galing sa skilled New Zealand job offer.
Definitely.
Malaking tulong. Oo, kasi hindi natin makukompleto yung 160 points, no? Kino-compare ko lang, no, sa binigay mo sa profile 1 and profile 2, both of them have comparable labor market, no? At dito sa last slide natin, yung with New Zealand skill job offer, natanggal yun, no? Is it because they have a New Zealand skill job offer?
Tama, no? That's a good point, Aina. No, isa rin yan sa mga advantages of obtaining a skilled job offer from a New Zealand employer. Kasi you can automatically claim points for your skilled work experience, no, kapag meron kang skilled job offer na from New Zealand, na hindi mo na kailangan i-establish na if nasa comparable labor market ba yung iyong previous skilled work experience.
Tama. No, kasi I just want to put myself, no, dun sa mga viewers natin na first time nila to marinig, no. Lalo na to jargons to sa kanila, and we're very happy, no, Lorna, because nandito ka to explain this. Kasi kung ako titignan ko sa portfolio 1 and portfolio 2, no, parang kung hindi ako, or kung let's say nasa Pilipinas ako and at buong 10 years ko or buong buhay ko nagtrabaho ko sa isang company na hindi naman siya multinational, para bang mababaliwala, no, yung or wala akong makukuhang points talaga dyan. Without the only way, no, na ma-count yun is to get a New Zealand skill job offer.
Tama.
I guess the question, Lorna, is ano ba yung pwede nilang gawin? Parang, what do I need to do? How can I get a New Zealand job offer? Kasi yan yung pinakauna eh. Ang laki kasi ng points na mabibigay eh, no? And yan yung mga unang-unang tanong ko din, no, nung nag-a-apply ako. At nagsisend ako ng mga applications ko, no, sa mga different employers sa New Zealand. Nahirapan talaga ako. So, ang mga tanong sa utak ko nun how will I migrate to New Zealand without a job offer? No?
Tama.
How can I get in touch with New Zealand employers? Kasi hindi naman nila talaga ako pinapansin. Hinahanapan nila ako ng visa. Diba? Wala naman akong work visa. Wala rin akong job offers. How can I get? Diba? How can I get a work visa? So, yun ang tanong ko talaga eh. And third, how can I earn or how will I earn points towards residency? So, yan yung mga question na yan. And I believe yan din yung mga tanong ng ating mga viewers. So to all of our viewers and aspiring migrants, I guess the solution or the answer to your question is nasa webinar namin. So I highly suggest that you click the link in the description box, mag-register kayo, and attend our webinar. We want you to use your time wisely, and especially now, it's really it's wise, no, to start preparing for your New Zealand journey as early as now, because once the borders open, there will be a large of influx of migrants wanting to move to New Zealand. So I guess this is the best time to use your time wisely. And I will also share with you the 5-step process na ginawa ko that gave me a chance to live permanently in New Zealand. So if you're really interested to migrate to New Zealand, but you don't know where to start, you're not even aware if you're qualified and you're not sure who to entrust your migration goals to New Zealand, then give us 2 to 3 hours of your time, attend our webinar, and we will show you the step on how I secure my future, my family here in New Zealand. So you don't have to be a manager like katulad ko, no? Hindi ako manager. You don't have to be a manager, nurse, doctor, engineer, IT, or any highly skilled professionals. But if you are, then mas maganda yon, di ba, Lorna? Mas okay yon.
Oo naman.
Oo, mas madali para sa inyo. And of course, also, if you are 55 years old and below, syempre, healthy, with good character, then this is a great opportunity that you don't want to miss. All right? I highly suggest that you attend our webinar. So join me personally for a live webinar where I will reveal the exact process I use step by step to gain my residence visa in New Zealand. What do you think, Lorna? Do you think worth it ba yung oras nila pag nag-attend sila sa ating webinar?
Definitely worth it, Aina. We are just asking for their time, no? Yun lang ang investment na hihingi natin sa ating mga viewers para, and I think, no, personally, talagang the webinar is worth watching. Yes. Imagine, dito sa short video natin na to, we were able to share so much information with them.
Tama
na what more doon sa webinar, di ba? So I'm sure talagang marami silang matututunan from us. And ayun, gusto ko lang talaga silang i-encourage to join us in our webinar.
Yes, that's correct. So guys, kasama natin si Lorna doon sa webinar. So mas marami pa siyang i-share sa atin. And also, bago ko makalimutan, sa webinar na ito, meron tayong, again, I'd just like to remind you, meron tayong free book na ibibigay, which is the Premier Formula. And this is only for those sa mga nag-attend ng live, no? Again, ano bang makukuha nila or ano matututunan nila sa ating webinar? Of course, the 5-step process. You will learn exactly the 5-step process that I did to acquire my residence visa. Of course, malalaman mo if you're qualified, no? Kasi sa totoo lang, not everyone is qualified to migrate to New Zealand. So watch our webinar para malaman mo if you're qualified. Of course, malalaman mo rin yung mga visa requirements. You will learn all requirements that you needed for a visa application. No information will be held. At marami tayong i-reveal na secrets, no, from Lorna's expertise. And we will also share with you how to avoid visa decline. Financial requirements, syempre, napaka-importante din yan. Of course, how to start No, you will learn exactly how you can start your migration to New Zealand the right way to save your money, time, and effort. All right. So again, I hope to see you all dun sa webinar. Tama ba, Lawrence?
Yes. Excited
So,
na ako na
oo,
makita sila sa webinar
excited na tayong
natin.
lahat. Okay, so thank you, Lorna, for your time.
Thank you
And
too,
thank you.
Aina.
Yep. Thank you, thank you. Thank you sa lahat ng mga nanood nitong video na to. I hope you learn a lot from this video, and of course, you will learn more from our webinar. So guys, goodbye, and we'll see you at the webinar.
See you.